Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Amelia and here on this channel we talk about writing, journaling, and productivity to help you curate a life that you love. So for today I wanted to talk about how to make your journal more interactive, and the reason that I'm making this video is because I really like talking about people's learning styles, and the more that I study learning styles, the more I realize that people often are turned away from journaling because they don't fall into that reading and writing learning style, and they aren't able to retain information or they aren't able to enjoy journaling as thoroughly because of their learning style. So today's video is going to be focused on kinesthetic learners, and if you don't know which learner you are, I actually have a video about 5 personality tests that you need to know about yourself, and one of those things is about your learning style, and I will put a link in the description box below. There are timestamps in that video so you can jump straight to that section and then figure out which learning style you have. If you find out that you are a visual learner, I do have a visual journaling video on my channel that I will also link down in the description box below that you can refer to. Alright, so the first way to make your journal more interactive is to add flip tabs. And I know this sounds kind of basic, but it's true. Adding little tabs where that you can flip up or down helps to make your journal more interactive. And I've done this quite a bit in my own journals, and I really like it. One of the reasons I really like it is because it adds more space for written content, because I like to write, but it also adds space for more pictures or stickers or whatever you want. Additionally, adding like photos or half pages as flip tabs, again, add more space in your journal and create the illusion of more pages, but it's also just super fun to interact with your journal in that way. Since this is focused on kinesthetic learners, I'm trying to find ways to make journals more physically interactive and physically approachable. So I think that flip tabs are a fantastic way to go about that. The next idea that you can use in your own journal if you want to make it more interactive and physically appealing, you can add envelopes and pockets. Now, if you've seen my Route 66 scrapbook spread, you know that I added an envelope that I received at the Blue Swallow Motel in that page spread, and the envelope harbors a postcard from the trip. And I think that adding these pockets and adding these envelopes is a great way to, again, store little things inside, but it also encourages you to open them and pull the items out, thus making your journal more interactive. Another way is to use pockets. You can make your own. I did this on my Costa Rica travel journal. I took a piece of paper and some tape and I made my own pocket. Super simple and easy to do, but again, it allowed me to pull out the boarding passes and other important documentation that I got for my first trip to the airport. Another way that you can make your journal more interactive is to use 3D stickers or stickers that have some sort of texture to them. A lot of stickers are two-dimensional, as you might expect, but there are many that are three-dimensional. Now, these stickers tend to be a little more costly, however, I do favor them. And I also put cardboard cutouts in here as well. I had a few in my travel journal and I reused them again in my journal a few times in my scrapbook, and those are very helpful when it comes to adding texture and adding something that's not just paper and stickers, if that makes sense. I really like three-dimensional stickers because, well, one, they do pop up and I think that's really interesting, but I also just like the way they look. And now, my next tip actually goes right along with that sticker idea, or at least the same mentality, and that is to include things in your journal that aren't just normal paper items. I do this mostly in my scrapbook. In my written journal, because I'm more of a reading-writing learner, I tend to just write in that one. So my main journal is just written word, but my scrapbook, where I also do journaling, tends to be more interactive and more hands-on, and I do add things that aren't just paper, tape, stickers, flat things. Obviously, I mentioned three-dimensional stickers, but I also add paper clips, flowers, binder clips. I added money in my travel journal. I add candy wrappers, packaging. Honestly, the list is quite extensive, and I am still experimenting with other things that I can add in this journal that aren't just paper. Again, I think it adds a level of dimension to the piece, and artistically, it looks very nice, but it's also just super fun to interact with your journal with those more three-dimensional objects. And just as I mentioned moments ago, paper clips are another thing that I add to my journal to make it more interactive. I like to put paper clips on the tops and sides and then attach photos or other items that I want to be able to pull out, and again, it saves space. If I'm not gluing all the photos down, then I have more space to put words or stickers or whatever I want underneath, and I can still use those photos and flip through them without ever having to commit to gluing them down on the page. And I think this is a great way, especially for people who don't want to glue their photos down, who maybe want to be able to put them in a photo album later or do something else with them. It's also super fun just to, again, have that interaction, which is what this video is all about. So highly recommend that if anything, you use paper clips, and you don't have to do just photos. You can put picture cutouts, you could put magazine clippings, you could put little notes or folded pieces of paper, little envelopes, whatever you want. Honestly, the only limit is your imagination. Alright, so this next item is a bit different, and it's something that I actually haven't tried yet in my journal. It's something that I've been meaning to do, and when I was younger I experimented with it a little bit, but I didn't actually, it's not something that I've done in this scrapbook on this channel yet. And that is to use origami and pop-ups in your journal. So I see this a lot on Pinterest and TikTok. Well, I say TikTok, I'm not really on TikTok, I just see TikTok everywhere. Like, it's on Google and Instagram and Facebook and Pinterest. It just follows you, you know? But I've seen a lot of videos where other creators will take origami paper, fold it up, and they will create a sort of pop-up that you could theoretically glue into your journal. Now I haven't seen people gluing them into the journals, but that's what I instantly thought of. I've seen quite a few for Mother's Day and Father's Day where you kind of glue paper together and you can like make it like open, and it's like super complicated and crazy. I mean, the process of making it is easy, but I'll have to do something like that on my channel. Like I'm going to have to. But I think that it's a great thing that you could add to your journal. I do really enjoy origami. It's something that I was obsessed with when I was like 9 years old, and I think it'd be fun to put in my journal. And aside from origami itself, pop-ups in general are super fun. Making little cutouts and then adding them to your journal so that when you open it, it kind of rises up is super interactive and fun, and it's something that I really want to try out at some point. I've not had a lot of success with it, but I think it would be something that's exciting, and if you know how to do pop-ups, I think you should add it to your journal at least once, just for the sake of fun, interactive, artistic content. Alright, this next one is not as interactive after you do it, but I do find it very interesting, and it's something I've done in my written journal, not my scrapbook one yet, but that is to paint in your journal. I really like painting in my journal. I actually paint on paper separate in case things go wrong, and then I transfer it to the journal, but I think that it's a great way to create a more hands-on artistic activity. Now, scrapbooking itself is pretty hands-on. There's a lot of tearing the paper, gluing, putting stickers down. It's less writing, definitely, but painting in your journal is something that you can do that is just super fun, relaxing, and if you're a physical learner, I think that painting will give you that sense of enjoyment and fulfillment when it comes to journaling. And honestly, there are so many resources out there about art journaling, and I specifically mean like art cognitive therapy, where you sit by a canvas and you paint to let out your emotions. And very similar to journaling, where you write down all of your thoughts to sort through your emotions, you can do the same thing with art, and I think that both are super helpful. While I'm not the best painter in the world, and I'm certainly not the best artist, I do think that painting in your journal is just something that's really fun to do. It's messy, it's creative, and again, the only limit is your imagination, and I really, really value that when it comes to journaling. Okay, and so my final tip for interactive things you can do with your journal is to use plants. Now, this kind of goes with that other recommendation about using items that aren't just paper, but I am obsessed with plants. Really. I love doing those little leaf rubs. I'm not even joking. That's something that I'm so excited to do in the fall. And coming up soon, I really want to press flowers and put them in my journal. I will probably document that journey with you guys, but where I live in Indiana, there are no flowers right now, so I'm waiting patiently until May when they hopefully come out. So, I really enjoy the plant aspect. It adds a bit of greenery and a bit of life to your journal that is just super interesting. I do have one plant thing in my journal. I didn't press that, but I did put it in my journal, and it's in the opening cover that you'll see on the screen. I don't know if it worked out very well, but I still like it, and you can take it in and out of that little tape bit because it didn't stick very well, so makes it more interactive, I guess. But one thing I would really love to do, and you guys will have to let me know if you like this or not, but I really want to make a plant journal, like a totally separate journal that is just a bunch of plants I find, where I can draw the pictures of the plants and then write facts about them, their uses and such, where I could take the actual plant, press the leaves or flowers, and then put them in the journal, and then again write around it. Kind of like a little herbology booklet. It makes me think of Harry Potter is what it makes me think of, but that's kind of what I want to go to do, and I don't know if I want to do it yet. So if you guys think that's a cool idea, please be sure to let me know below if that sounds interesting and if you would like to see me try. I don't know how well I could stick with it, but it sounds fun. Alright, so that is all I have for you today for the interactive journaling video. Please let me know below which idea is your favorite, what you're willing to try, and if you have any other suggestions about content you want to see on this channel. So, without further ado, I will go ahead and I will catch you next time.